Welcome to the DeFi Standard, and this is Mickey B. Fresh. And today, we're going to be talking about passive income streams and exit strategies in this 2021 and 2022 world of crypto, and how it is different from previous cycles of crypto markets back in 2015, back in 2017, and 2018 especially. So this is one thing I think that's very important for the whole community, and really to understand as an investor and now as a participant in this crypto market, with the introduction of DeFi exploding onto the scenes, but also the capabilities to earn network rewards. So these are two separate things I think we have to understand here, that network rewards is staking, being able to earn yield from staking your assets on the layer one of the blockchain. So for example, Polkadot pays with compounding interest 17 to 19% for your DOT if you stake it. Same goes similar for Cardano, Cosmos, and other ecosystems, and also ETH 2.0. And now with Flare, you're going to have the ability to delegate your FTSO vote from your Spark tokens. That's a form of network rewards. So this allows you to set up passive income streams at very low risk. Now with staking, you have the ability to possibly be slashed. So that is a risk there. There is staking insurance on some platforms, but that is the risk on that side, and trusting that validator and that non-custodial wallet that you use. Now with Flare, there's basically very little risk because you're not actually giving up possession of your token to anyone. You're just delegating basically a smart contract to the signal provider, who would then reward you with Spark tokens, which comes directly from the FTSO itself. So you pay a small commission and you would earn those sparks. So this is like the basics of how to earn passive income streams without having to dive deep into the DeFi ecosystem. Now, everything I say here is not financial advice. It's not any type of tax advice. I just want to explain what I'm doing and some of the things that Patty and I have discussed, and we discussed in our Patreon group in depth about strategies of how to combine using these network rewards with also the DeFi ecosystem. And our Patreon link is in the description below. So now moving on to DeFi. This is one of probably the biggest things in crypto right now, and has exploded in the last year or two. And something that didn't exist back in 2017, 2018. And this is going to have a major effect. I hear a lot of people and YouTube channels talk about exit strategies, and it's all based on, where the price goes and where the trading goes. But nobody seems to be talking about the DeFi component to this and the storage demand of these assets from staking and other type of network rewards. They're going to have a major impact. So it's not just about, are we here to just, if the price goes up and down and then selling through the cycles? We're past this. And the smart money sees that we're beyond these just cycles. Okay, it's going to go up, but we're going to have a 2-year bear market. We're long past that. And you have to be able to see past that we have this ability now, and everybody does. No matter where you are in retail, no matter what jurisdiction you're in, you're able to participate in the network rewards and then also the DeFi ecosystems. So let's listen to a clip here from Jim Bianco, who is from the traditional markets and a wealth management family office, and what he has to say. And I totally wholeheartedly agree with him on how DeFi is the future of the financial system.
I saw DeFi, I was like, here's what you can do with this blockchain technology. It's not some, IBM commercial where they talk about tracking fresh vegetables. I'm like, really? They put together DeFi and that's the best you could come up with, is to track fresh vegetables? That it's something a little bit bigger than that. And that's why when I saw it, I was like, they're creating a whole new financial system. And the current trading and everything else is stress testing that system so that it will be ready for prime time when you start to introduce it to the real economy.
So there it is from somebody who's in the traditional markets, who sees coming from the trading side of things, where it's just speculation up and down. And now, you see DeFi is the future of the financial system. And it's not CBDCs. CBDCs are going to adapt to the innovations that are built. And we see institutional DeFi coming and enterprise DeFi. And in a later clip in this video, we're going to show how PolySign even talks about how the wealth management is going to get into DeFi. So now, how do you earn from DeFi? This video is just basically a broad overview to help you understand that the market is changing and it's not the same as it was. In future videos that Patty and I will do, we'll go more in depth about actually how to specifically strategize. And we also go in depth in our Patreon group about that. So with DeFi, how can you participate? So you could participate on Flare network. There's going to be the F asset system. And that's a form of DeFi. You're transferring your XRP and then issuing it onto the Flare network. And agents or those who delegate can put up Spark as collateral at 2.5 times the value of those XRP that is issued as FXRP. And this also goes for Doge, XLM, and Litecoin. So that is a form of DeFi. The F asset system is a Spark dependent application. So it's not part of the actual network, it's an application. So that's why that might not come initially when Flare network launches. It's going to be tested on the Songbird network first, and that's going to be as S assets. There you won't earn the daily rewards. Now on Flare network, when you issue yourself FXRP, this can be done fully in a non-custodial, decentralized way from a non-custodial wallet. And you could issue those assets there. And once you do, you earn daily Spark. And this is part of the fair distribution model. So a percentage of the supply of Spark has been airdropped to all XRP holders. Another 25% of that 100 billion is going to be airdropped daily to all F asset owners. And we have to understand this. This is very important. The airdrop is just a percentage of the total supply. And the other percentage, 25% of that 100 billion, which is around 25 billion, is going to be airdropped to you daily once you mint your FXRP and just have it in your wallet on the Flare network or in the F assets or used in the Flare network, say it be in DeFi and other applications that support it. So for example, you could use your FXRP in a Probity vault and borrow against it, and you'll still gain the Spark rewards and you'll still gain the capital appreciation if XRP goes up in value. And this is a trustless way to have your XRP on Flare and earn yield. And what this does is it affects the market now. It creates storage demand. And if anyone remembers Susan Athey and Robbie Mitchnick's paper from 2018 on evaluation for Bitcoin XRP, they talk specifically about storage demand. So utility is key, but also you need storage demand. Staking and DeFi and other components like putting Spark as collateral increase that storage demand of an asset. And what does that do? That drives down the supply and increases the demand. So that, along with the utility of an asset, is what you need here. It's not just speculation and utility. And I hear utility talked about a lot, which is a key component, but you need multiple utilities of an asset, not just one utility. For example, governance is a utility of the Spark token. It allows you to have a right to govern that network. Everyone who owns Spark has one vote per token, and that's utility of the token. Now, also with that comes delegating your FTSO. That is the utility of that token. Now, you're also able to use these in DeFi, and that's what I'm going to jump to now. So we have a really good clip here from David Schwartz talking about the Xrp Ledger's DeFi and what's coming to the Xrp Ledger in the future and how Ripple looks at DeFi. And this clip is from last week.
What is the future of DeFi on the Xrp Ledger? Like, I don't think a lot of people can visualize, how that looks right now.
Yeah, I mean, DeFi is a key focus for Ripple. I mean, our Ripple X team is looking at DeFi very, very closely. The Xrp Ledger has a decentralized exchange. The decentralized exchange allows you to provide liquidity. It allows you to draw on liquidity. It allows you to move between tokens. I think those are the biggest proven use cases for DeFi. The Xrp Ledger doesn't currently have a sort of generalized DeFi capability. And it's funny, a lot of people tell us, like, the XRP Ledger doesn't have a generalized DeFi capability, so I can't do so-and-so. It's like, no, we have a specific feature for that. Like, if you want a decentralized exchange, we have one. You want to issue tokens with a finite supply, like, we have token issuance. We have a lot of the most interesting DeFi features. We don't have general purpose DeFi. And that's one of the reasons that I've proposed federated sidechains, and other people have proposed hooks, which is an XRP Ledger native DeFi solution. I think both of those projects are going to go forward, and other projects may go forward as well. The trick, though, is to figure out, like, what are the interesting things in DeFi? Like, what do people really want to do, and what's the best way to let them do it?
So that's really interesting what David Schwartz says. He's very confident about these amendments going through. And I think that's something we really need to pay attention here, because it's going to directly affect us. Now, everyone's going through the airdrop frenzy right now on the XRP Ledger. Patty and I are going to do a video on that tomorrow and cover, which tokens are the legit projects and some of the other ones that, you could set up trust lines, but be wary of. So we'll cover that in tomorrow's video. But for today, DeFi and hooks is going to allow this component of DeFi to really explode on the XRP Ledger, because now you're allowing the smart contract capabilities that will allow for putting XRP up as collateral, staking it, lending it, borrowing it, is capabilities there with the hooks amendment. Now, federated sidechains allows to basically create a bunch of layer 2 blockchains all around the XRP Ledger. And they could be flexible. They could have Ethereum smart contracts. They could have DAML smart contracts. They could have custom smart contract languages. So that opens up a whole new opportunity in the world here. And with hooks combined with sidechains really creates a powerful dynamic, because now you could actually have XRP on those sidechains in a trustless way. And now the third amendment that's going to go through, it looks like, is the NFTs. So this isn't just a bare bone NFT amendment. This is an overhaul of additional features. They're adding 3 new objects and creating a whole NFT, basically, component to the XRP Ledger. 3 new objects are added. So there'll be issuances. You'll be able to add metadata for creators, and they'll be able to have marketplace, and you'll be able to sell these NFTs actually on the XRP Ledger DEX. And that's the one key here, is the XRP Ledger has a decentralized exchange built in. It's one of the few blockchains, and it was the first blockchain to ever have a decentralized exchange at its core. So it's built in on layer 1, which is the infrastructure level, into the protocol. So all these side chains will be able to tap into these pools of liquidity. And this is what David Schwartz is talking about when he says drawing off and contributing to pools of liquidity is the XRP Ledger DEX. That's where it is, right there in the heart of the XRP Ledger. Now, the other amendments, there's a couple others that are proposed, which is crypto conditions and some others. We'll go into those in future videos. But these are 3 that are really going to light up the DeFi ecosystem in the XRP Ledger. And it's something many of us were not expecting a year or 2 ago. We couldn't foresee the DeFi blowing up on the XRP Ledger. How could it be? We have issuing of currencies. That's great. But you have to trust the centralized entity. We also have a trustless gateway in the form of Flare Network. So the RA stablecoin backed by FXRP and Spark will be able to be issued trustlessly right into your Zum wallet on the XRP Ledger and then traded on the DEX. Now that's the second decentralized asset to ever be placed on the XRP Ledger besides XRP. So that's something new that's coming. It's in development right now. There's going to be a probity testnet in the next coming weeks. It's going to be on a private Flare testnet. So keep a lookout for that. And then in the final clip we have here, we have Jack McDonald, the CEO of PolySign, talking about how institutional and enterprise DeFi is coming. And they're looking to go back to the regulators to see how they can comply with offering DeFi products to their customers, and then their customers offering them to retail. So PolySign's not going to directly interact with retail, but they'll be building the infrastructure, these multi-party computation wallets for their customers, who will be asset managers, wealth management, hedge funds, enterprises, fintechs, who will then offer to retail and high net worth individuals. So that's how PolySign sits here. And they have two private blockchains that were built by David Schwartz and Arthur Brito. We don't know the specifics of those two blockchains. We know one's going to be kind of a settlement blockchain, which is going to allow MPC wallets, which is multi-party computation wallets, to connect to multiple different exchanges. So you won't be stuck in just one exchange to be able to trade. You'll be able to connect to many. And that's what PolySign will allow. Then they also have a digital identity, and what's the other? Is the security of the keys. So custody is still at their core. So digital identity, you'll see with that, and the custody. So those are their two blockchains. We should find out more information on that soon once it is released, because they're using smart contracts with hardware security modules, and it's all under wraps and it's very proprietary. So let's go into here, this final clip from Jack McDonald, who is the CEO of PolySign and Standard Custody.
We're in the process of going back to New York Department of Financial Services to broaden our mandate to support some of the other DeFi applications that exist out there. So it will be an evolving charter and an evolving relationship with the New York Department of Financial Services to broaden our mandate to support some of the other DeFi applications that exist out there. So it will be an evolving charter and an evolving relationship with the regulators. They want to make sure that we are thoughtful in terms of our plan to add new services or new assets. And so there will be an ongoing conversation with them as we evolve into this. Ultimately, we could broaden the charter, excuse me, to support fiat currency as well. Our current charter, part of that limited purpose moniker, is that we do not custody cash or fiat currency for our customers. We do that through partnerships with other deposit-taking banks.
So it's great to see some insights coming out of PolySign and straight from the CEO's mouth that, hey, DeFi is the future here. So we have to accept that this is the future. You know, this isn't 2017, 2018. So I know there's a lot of people talking about their exit strategies and things. I don't have an exit strategy. I have no intent to exit from this market, which is going to be the future of the financial system. So why would I ever want to exit fully from that? That's just, in my opinion, idiotic if you understand this market and you understand where it's going and you're paying attention every day to ever think, you know, I'm going to cash out 100% and then assume there's going to be a 2-year bear market. I think it possibly be probably the most risky, stupidest move you could possibly do. So that is absolutely not what I'm doing. Hey, if you feel like you're doing that and, you know, you want to play the TA and you think that cycles work like that, that's fine. I do not believe that. I think it's a completely different market. We have network rewards creating all this storage demand. You have 70% of the Polkadot token staked. They're earning 18 to 19% compounding. How many of those people are going to be selling if it hits $60, $70? Not too many. This is something you didn't have in 2017, 2018. And now on top of that, you have the ability to use your assets and borrow against them. Not just on the CeFi platforms, which also didn't exist, like Celsius and Nexo in 2017, 2018. But now you have the DeFi platforms, your compounds, your Flare networks with Flare Finance coming in, your Trust Line, you have Aave and Uniswap with the liquidity pools. All of these components open up opportunities to set up yield streams. For example, Kava, just staking earns you 31% yield. So you have to think, am I going to sell out this token or am I just going to sit here and earn yield? If there is a retracement, say it's 6 months to a year, you could still be earning and compounding all those assets. And then you take those yields and you use those to diversify into other assets if there is a retracement. I personally don't believe that there's going to be this 2-3 year bear market. I think at some point the cycles are going to change. There's a lot of talk of, oh, a utility run. Yes, that's coming, but it's not going to be just a switch that's flipped. XRP is in a unique situation more than the rest of the market because we have this case. And this case changes things. Because if this happens in the next month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, it could be early next year, possibly. You know, we don't know exactly, but it's likely that Ripple's going to win this case or at least come out with a favorable settlement, which would give XRP tremendous clarity in the space, possibly the only crypto asset with actual regulatory clarity. Now, what does that do? That gives Ripple the ability to light up all the ODL out of the US, but it also opens up the XRP Ledger development. And this is something that I think has gone under the radar and kind of been written off or overlooked, that utility happens on the ledger. it doesn't happen just over in RippleNet's enterprise for banks. It happens on the ledger, and we are participating. You have to ask yourself, am I here to participate in this market and this new financial system and earn network rewards? And then on top of that, earn DeFi rewards, which will just compound. So what I'm doing personally, and this is not financial advice, is I'm setting up multiple different revenue streams. I got dot stake earning 18 to 19% compounding. I'm gonna have FXRP. I'm gonna take my XRP, mint it onto Flare, have FXRP earning Spark daily. And I'm gonna take that Spark, delegate it to the FTSO, and earn even more Spark, and just keep compounding that day after day after day, and let that build up over time. I'm also gonna take then some of those rewards and some of that FXRP and use it as collateral, borrow against it, participate in those liquidity pools. So to earn in the Flare finance ecosystem, I'm not going to be going 100% all in, but I'm going to be using some assets to be able to acquire YFIN. And now the best way to acquire YFIN is to participate in those liquidity pools, because that's a way to earn the most YFIN, which has a very low supply of only 11,000. And then once you acquire that YFIN, you take that and you put it right in the governance staking pool. And you're guaranteed at no risk 5 to 35% plus yield, and yield in all the assets on the network that are being used on Flare Finance, because the APY cloud pulls in all those in fees and then pays them out to those who stake YFlare or YFIN. We also have the YFlare airdrop, which is going to come as DFlare 1 month after the Flare network launches. So my goal is to stack as much Spark as I can early on, because they're going to snapshot your Spark, and then you'll receive DFlare. You'll have 7 days or so to swap that in FlareX for YFlare. And there's only 110 million YFlare. 40 million being airdropped, 40 million going into the APY cloud as a reserve. And the other 30 million is split up between the team, the community fund, and the Flare Finance Foundation. So that's going to be an asset I want to get a hold of. So I want to build up a revenue stream within the Flare network, within Flare Finance, and possibly within Probity. Then I also have some Kava, which I'm staking, earning 30%, just bringing in yield. So over time, if XRP did go to, $10 to $15 as we think it would, I'd probably sell out 5 to 10%, but no more than 10%, because I plan on being here for the next decade. I'm not going anywhere. I don't plan to be. I do want to enjoy life, and I do take some profits, but I believe this market hasn't even gotten going yet. We're just still the early days. So why would I take out 70% of my profits? Banking that the market's going to come down to a 2-year, 3-year bear market again, I'm just not fully sold on that. The TA might show it, and charts might show it, but the fundamentals show something different happening here. We have all this storage demand, all this staking. Every network we're seeing, Exodus, Atomic, they're all offering staking rewards. Kraken's offering staking rewards. We're going to BitTrue's offering rewards. We're going to see more and more of these CeFi platforms integrating with the actual applications on chain. And as that happens more and more, we'll see more storage demand. And with more storage demand, there's less supply in the market and less likely for people to sell. Right now with XRP, you're saying, oh, they're hoarding it, but what are you hoarding it for? You're hoarding it just to sell at a higher price. You're not able to use that asset. And we will be able to use that asset once Flare goes live. You'll be able to use FXRP in DeFi. And just for minting FXRP, you're going to earn daily Spark. That's a reward just based out of just doing nothing, really. You're just moving your asset to Flare, and you're earning guaranteed yield every day that you could compound. And that's something I want to stay in for. And I want to compound those rewards and get in on a new network before everyone else does, especially something built as high tech and cutting edge as Flare. The reason why Flare, I think, will be successful is that it has a tremendous, powerful, probably the strongest community in all of crypto. And you have the XRP army here, all getting this Spark. So you have a powerful foundation, and you have cutting edge technology built into this blockchain without using the native token for security makes it unique. And putting a decentralized oracle there and connecting to these legacy blockchains, you're unlocking tens of hundreds of billions in value from these other assets onto an Ethereum smart contract based network. So we're going to see an explosion of different applications built on Flare once the code is fully open sourced. So first, we have Songbird coming, and Patty and I will be doing more videos on that. I will personally be doing a volume 2 of all of Flare Network. So back, if you look through the playlists in February to March, I made a whole 13 episodes of the basics of Flare. Now it's about 6-7 months later. There's been new developments. I'm going to make a volume 2 of that, probably another 10 to 15 episodes, just to refresh everyone's memory with Flare Networks and add in all the new developments. So in the next few weeks, look for that. We're going to add in the Songbird. We're going to add in some things about Flare Finance, some things about Trustline, and how you could participate in this ecosystem and set up different yield streams. Because I think this is the way for the future here. And it's only a matter of time before the institutions and the traditional markets make their way in, because these assets are becoming mainstay now. They're mainstream. There's mass adoption. Bitcoin's accepted. Ethereum's accepted. XRP will have clarity. Now, if you tack on yield to these assets, it's only going to drive more people in and keep them in. So if you're earning right now, just to participate in Polkadot, you need 80 DOT just to stake. So the barrier to entry is pretty high, but at the same time, it's already full. So it goes to show that if you got to get in to be able to participate, you got to get in early. And there's also going to be parachain loan offerings, which is going to lock up even more DOT to earn the new tokens of that network. And if you checked out, Patty's made a few great videos on some of the upcoming parachain loan offerings. So take a look at those. And we'll be doing more of those in the future. But still, our prime focus here is XRP and the Flare network. But we do find a lot of value in the DOT token, and it's something that we will continue to do videos on, but Flare and XRP is still the focus. And pivoting back to XRP to finish up this video, there are a lot of trust lines being set up and airdrops, and Patty and I will cover that in tomorrow's video. There are some really good projects, and there's some really crappy projects out there. So it is important to understand what you're getting involved in. Setting up trust line is of no risk. You just reserve 5 XRP, and we'll go through this all tomorrow. But understand that XRP is going to have its own DeFi ecosystem. Once hooks and federated sidechains and NFTs come into play and they're passed, the whole XRP ledger is going to explode. That's why I suggest, not financial advice, and I have no association with them, but the Zum wallet is perfectly suited to do all of this right on the XRP ledger. Or if you have a Nano Ledger or other hardware wallets, you could use the XRP toolkit to connect and trade right there on the XRP ledger DEX. Set up trust lines, set up escrow, and other X apps that will be developed. Once Hooks goes live, you're going to see a boom of different applications on the Flare, on the XRP ledger. And also these federated sidechains and layer 2 solutions and other airdrops like Elysion and Evernodes are coming. So another topic here is to earn revenue stream is running nodes. That's another thing that retail could participate in. You could host them right on Amazon clouds or other decentralized hosting solutions to be able to earn passive income. So that's just another revenue stream that I'm looking to get into too, is setting up and running nodes. Like Evernodes is a perfect solution for that. And it sets up, once again, more passive income stream. Because if you could set up these passive income streams early in this market, over time, in 5 years from now, you're sitting on a gold mine. That's how you build up generational wealth, not just selling out at $100. And hoping to stay through that whole thing. If you're setting up revenue streams, now you're participating and investing into these ecosystems all at one, and you're learning about them. You're understanding it. Now you're at the forefront of everyone. You're not just an investor on Coinbase who bought, XRP and then just sat there and held it. Now we have the opportunity to do more than that. We have the opportunity to participate, to be governors of these networks and have an influence on them and have an influence on the future financial system. DeFi is not going anywhere. There's talk of Gary Gensler trying to regulate it, do this. If there's no fundraising, there's nothing they could do. And Flare Finance, not raising any funds. What are you going to do? So there's only so much that could be done from the SEC and regulators. DeFi is going to continue to push forward. The travel rule is coming. Expect KYC, expect AML to be enforced. But innovation has already solved that in the blockchain world. We have decentralized identity. We have things like paystring and global ID. So those issues will be solved. And once they are, then we'll see institutional pouring in. So that's my video on passive income streams overview. I'm Mickey B. Fresh, and I'm out.